Hello everybody, I'm Jennifer Snyder for Prima Marketing. I really want to thank you for hanging with me because I'm having some technical difficulties, but we're going to make it through and we're going to have a great time. So I have the privilege of showing you what I do with the Julie Nutting dolls, and I'm going to use the new boy stamps. They've been shipping and I know that a lot of you can get your hands on them already, so I'm going to show you my techniques. I also have the privilege of showing you a few sneak peeks of what Prima will be releasing in January. So I love it. I love this stuff. So you are going to have fun. Oh, we've already had some difficulties, but we're getting past. First of all, I'm going to swing the camera around and show you some Christmas decorations. Oops, the camera swing is the tough part, right? Oh my gosh. Hey, that was not bad. That was not a bad swing. This is Julie Nutting's Christmas ornament, and I left the wings natural because I thought the natural was just beautiful, and I used her angel wing stamp here. And then I just gussied it up with some glitter. Glitter gussies everything. And then I added lace behind there. So that's my first ornament. And my second ornament I'm in love with. It's a Christmas globe. And I used Julie's mini wood dolls. And I used just a plastic globe. I filled it with glass glitter and pearl for my little glass, and I dangled her with fishing line so that you can't see it. So she just kind of skims and dances along the snow. So that's how I'm celebrating Christmas, and that's how I'm decorating my tree. Today we're going to move on to the boys. So if you haven't seen the boys yet on the blog and Facebook, this is what the boys look like. There's Billy and Hunter and little Toby and Skylar. And today, we're using Toby and Skylar. This is a tag I made. Let's pull it up a little bit. There we go. This is a tag I made, and Toby's over here and Skylar's over there, and they're brothers. Now, I'm excited about the boys because I have boys at home, and the boy stamps I think have been long awaited and much anticipated. And so I'm pretending that these are my boys, and they're going to go off and play football and get dirty. So that's what we're doing today. And my second project is a really super quick project. It's a card featuring little Toby. And I'm going to talk about the card later and why I made kind of a basic card. But first, I'm going to stamp the boys. Now, I'm going to be using Prima's new watercolor pencils today, so I'm going to grab the watercolor paper pad. This one is Jamie Doherty's Bloom Girl collection paper pad. Julie Nutting's got paper pad. She's got watercolor tags in a paper pad. I chose this one because I love to keep the tags for tag purposes. I am going to show you how I stamp, but I already pre-stamped and did some fussy cutting so that you didn't have to watch that process. Nobody wants to see me stamping. That's just, you already had to suffer through my technical difficulties. Let's not bore them to tears with Jen's fussy cutting, okay? Oh, I'm using a water-resistant ink because I'm going to be using water, and if you don't use a water-resistant ink, you're going to get mud on a page, and then your style stamp boys are really going to be playing in the mud. And, whoops, we don't really want that. That's just never leads to anything good, right? Okay, I'm using the stamp block, as you can see. I'm a big fan of the stamp block. The stamp block gives a nice, consistent image. I feel it gives me more of a consistent image every time. Well, I can't say every time because sometimes I have a little bit of problem. But I'm less inclined to lose an appendage, lose a foot, cut the head off, and restamp. So that is why I simply adore the stamp block. The stamp block is great for the bigger dolls, the doll stamps and the balloon girls. But, you know, I use it on most of my other stamps too. Stamps where I really don't need to isolate the image. And by isolate, I mean just do the shirt. We're just going to stamp Toby so I can show you what he looks like stamped. There you go. I've got a little football, and a little sailboat that I'm going to be using too. I'm going to stamp the sailboat ahead of time for my second project, but we're going to get all the stamping out. This is the time when I don't use the stamp block because I just want to kind of, it's small, I'm just going to isolate it. There you go. And there. Simple. But, you know, the key to using the watercolors is really the paper, because if you don't use the paper, watercolor paper, you really might tend to have the water bleed through, kind of ripple your paper, maybe even warp it and rip it. That's never a good project either. That's totally a do-over, right? Like my video, like this recording. Okay, so like the magic oven, I pulled out the boys that I pre-cut. Now, we're going to use the watercolor pencils that are new. Love them. They are simply fabulous. But you say to yourself, Jen, I'm afraid of watercolor pencils. I've never used them before. And I say, don't be afraid. I have to be honest, I never used watercolor pencils until about 2 weeks ago when I got them. And I looked at them and I was like, okay, we're just going to dive in. And that's what we're going to do. That's how you have to approach them. The key to the watercolor pencil is a water brush. It's filled with water and it does all the work for you, really. So I'm keeping them really easy. In using the watercolor pencils, you don't really have to fussy cut clothing, or I don't do the markers too often. This is just another great little way to color your dolls really quick. Okay, let's just keep with Toby. A little dab will do ya. I'm telling you, a little goes a long way. I just put a little stroke. We're going to do little jeans for him because I think that's cute. Little stroke. Just a tinge, because the pencils are really, how would I say, pigmented. Very robust. And you don't want to overdo it. I mean, you can always add more. Look at how easy that is. So easy. I'm going to add a little bit more. Whoops, that's pink. He's not wearing pink jeans. Oh my gosh, what am I thinking? I tell you, I'm way thrown off by my false start there. Okay, so like I said, a little dab will do ya. Now they're not like crayons, because with crayons where you just color in the whole thing and off you go, if you color in the whole surface with your watercolor pencil, I don't know. I'm thinking you might be a little unhappy. You're going to get just a big puddle of color, but I don't think you're going to get the nice watercolor effect. There we go. See the really nice watercolor effect that you get right here with just a little bit of color. So you can see these are almost done. Oh, Jen's chatting. Stop chatting and just work. Get to work. Okay, whoops. So he's, you know what, I call him done. I'm going to do his hair in a bit. I don't have a brown pencil yet, so I'm gonna do his hair with something different. We're gonna move on to Skylar. Just see, little dabs. And see how easy they are? I'm telling you, you're gonna be a watercolor pencil pro in like 10 minutes. Isn't that cool? Onto the shirt. Now my little boys today are playing football. They are not going to be fisticuffing and fighting, but they are going to be playing football and splashing in the mud. Prima's got a really cool new splash stamp that I think looks like a splash, and so we're going to use that. See, I love it. I just love it. Of course you can color more if you want, but I kind of just want to leave these a little sparse. Now I'm going to move on to the hair. Because I'm going to use, like I said, I don't have a brown. So I'm going to do my next favorite thing. I'm going to use the chalk edgers as watercolor. I grabbed my watercolor, or my paintbrush, I dipped it in water, and I'm just going to kind of dab along the edge. I just paint it on. This guy, well, he's got a little. I'm going to add a couple different colors. Make him a little modern. I'm going to paint his shoes. And I think he's just about done. I'm going to paint his hair. He's got lighter hair. He's like the little baby brother. Isn't he adorable? I love little Toby. And he's done. They're done. I have a football someplace. Oh, here's my little football. I'm going to color the football too, and the boats. I'll just do the football for now. Just with a paintbrush. Here we go. Once again, I'm using, because I don't have a brown, I'm using the chalk edgers. And I'm going to just paint them as if they were watercolors. Simple. Simple, simple. So, there we go. Now, the boys are done. We're going to move on to the tag part of it. I have, let's see, my pre-cut tag. Because you don't want to see Jen cutting, once again, that is a snore fest. I pre-cut a tag from the wonderful new Archivist collection. Oh, it's beautiful. It's got some nice browns in it. It's got a black on the back. It's just really wonderful, and I thought it would be perfect for my little boys. I kind of have a rule of thumb. If you don't have a tag, if you don't know what size to cut your tag, real easy. Grab your packaging, right? Grab your packaging and just kind of make it the size of the packaging, because you already know that the doll fits right in the packaging. So that's my rule of thumb. When I'm in doubt and I'm just kind of, you know, working off the hip, shooting from the hip here, that's how I size my tag. But today, this is the tag we're using. And I'm going to, this is what it looks like. I'm going to create some dirt and some ground for them to stand on. My first layer is a layer of cardboard. I like the texture of cardboard. I love using cardboard in my projects. This one, I just so happen to have a little piece already cut ahead, but I rip it. I decide how my ridges are going to go, and I rip it according to my desire for the ridges. And then I kind of just rip it, pull it down like that. I want these little ridges to be this way on my project. because for me that will give the maximum amount of texture. So that is how I will proceed. I'm going to rip a little more, make sure it'll fit, and then just cut it. This is, yes, I have to cut a little bit. Not much though. I won't bore you too much with the cutting. I think that might be good. Good, love it. My next little layer is just a decorative piece. This is also from the Archivist collection. Now hold your breath, because it's gorgeous, isn't it? I hated cutting this paper. But Carrie and Sharon said, Jen, cut away. And I cried, but it's gorgeous. So that is my next layer. Oh, you know what? I gotta tell you what the name is. This piece of paper is called, L'Archivist. Now, it's French. Jen doesn't speak French, so I really have to apologize. I'm sorry. I did the best I could. L'Archivist. But it's beautiful. So that is going to be my little layer. And what I did there is I ripped it also. I ripped it so that the white inner shell of the paper, the core, could be shown, just for some contrast. Now, I want to just take a moment once again to thank you for sticking with me. You guys are the best, I gotta say. The very best. And patient as all get out. Before I glue this on, I'm gonna just use, let's clean up the table a bit. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna use the chalk inker, the chalk edger, to just give this some deep, rich dirt accent. Like a regular mud puddle, because my boys are going to be playing in a mud puddle. There. I think that's good. I love it. Love, love, love. And I'm going to glue it on. You know, I find that the longest part of any project with the doll stamps is actually the doll itself, creating the doll. Once that's done, the rest of the project just kind of seems to float on by. So that is kind of, and now that you have the watercolor pencils, oh my gosh, the whole project just got easier. Your life just got easier and more fun, might I add. So I'm going to glue this on. The glue that I use is Beacon's 3-in-1. I know everybody's got their own preference. This is my preference. I love it. It really lasts. It's very durable on the page. So I know that I'm going to pick it up in a year or two from now and it's still going to stay, as opposed to sometimes hot glue. I'm not a fan of hot glue because I had a bad time with it, but I love this Beacons. Love it. So look it. Our layer's done. Now, I'm going to show you a new stamp, the Dirty Boy stamp. That's what I think I'm going to call it. The paint splatters. Oh my gosh. Were they not perfect? Are they not perfect for Dirty Boys? Look at that. I love it. These are actually, they're cling stamps. They're new releases. And this is product 580230. Not that it means anything to you now, but if you write it down, it'll mean a lot to you come January when the releases start shipping. So I'm going to use this darling little splatter stamp. And I'm going to get out my soft ink. Where is it? My soft brown ink. Let's see. I guess I'm gonna use this guy. I'm gonna pull back out the dark rust chalk etcher. That's what I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna dab it on there. The chalk edgers are like my go-tos. Love them. I'm just gonna give him some splatters. Isn't that fun? And some splashes over here. I'm going to dirty the boys up a wee tinch. Let's get a little bit muddy there. Dirty boy. Let's get some dirt on little Toby. I'm going to put some on his face too. Because realistically, that's like how these boys are going to come home to mom. You know, and we're going to open the door and go, oh my gosh, take your clothes off in the garage. Take your clothes off outside. Put your shoes outside. Right? At least that's what I do. Yikes. Yep, it's the cling stamps, the splatters. Adorable. Perfect for dirty boy. I'm just going to use this one, the big one too. There's all sizes of fun splatter. See? Fun. Okay, let's keep on splashing. Right? There we go. Let's have a big one right here. That's good. Love it. Okay, I think that's good. We'll do a little bit on the edge there. Perfect. I'm done with the splatters. Once again, it's the splatter cling stamp. Cool as all get out. I'm going to put that aside. And now, I got to tell you, this is almost done. I'm going to put the boys on. Yep, I think I'm going to, time to glue the boys on. Because I want them in place for my next, for my title. Oh, you know what? I think I forgot to mention something that to me is really important. When I'm cutting out the doll stamps, I hear this a lot. Oh, can I borrow your craft knife because I have to get between the arms? No, just, you know what? Just cut. Look at, just cut them. Cut away. Sometimes some of the girl stamps have, you know, their legs need to, no, just cut them. Because you're going to put them on paper anyways, right? And nobody is ever going to know that sweet little Skylar here, his arm wasn't attached. So just stick it on. Don't, you know what, make your life easy. This is going to be our motto in 2015. You know, make it easy. Work smarter and not harder. That is my motto for the year 2015. Work smarter and not harder. And that is also why I love the pencils. They help me work smarter and not harder. Okay. I am going to put a little title on now. Let me find it. Okay, my title. Let's clean up. Gosh, if only you saw my craft room. Whew, crazy. I have this thing I like to do with Prima Mini Alphas. I adore the Mini Alpha. But sometimes I gotta admit, I'm a little nutty, crazy, when I stick them on a project because if I'm dissatisfied with where I put the Alpha, I've got to rip it up and, you know, work smarter, not harder, right? I've decided that I cut a strip ahead of time and I attach the alphas to the strip. So I'm good. I started the title and I just want to show you what I do really quickly. I've got to put an R on and I just ink the edges lightly. Can you see? I think you can see that. I think you can see it. And I glue it on. And now, the reason why I love using this little strip technique is because I can move it all over the page and not ruin my alphas. My alphas, to me, are precious. So, if I can keep them intact with a smart, intelligent technique, that is what I'm shooting for. Thanks again for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I also want to thank Carrie today for moderating. She's like my little show producer. Gosh, where would I be without Carrie? You know, I can chat for an hour, but I can't run the chat. So I really thank you, Carrie. You make my life easy. There. See how great that is? And then I can position it all over the page because, you know, what you had in mind, your vision, sometimes doesn't translate well onto the page, and then you're stuck moving titles and, you know, doing the dance with your titles and your papers. The little mini alphas that I used are the Lifetime collection, and the product for this is 563301. And once again, it's the Lifetime alpha stickers. Love them. Okay, I think I'm really going to be happy. I'm going to put it right there. Oh, I'm going to put it right here. Stick it right there. Stick it right there. You know what? I got to pull little Toby up for a sec. Womp womp. I forgot to do what I really love to do with their hair. I like to give them a little bit of edging accent with the chalk edgers. And I just forgot to do that. So we need to go back in and give Toby and Skylar the look that they really deserve, right? This one is teak wall chalk edger. I love it. I think I need a few more of these because this is probably my go-to. There. Ah, you know what? Toby, you are looking much better. Much more handsome. Come on. I gotta admit. Whoops. So let's glue his head back on. And you know what? Can I gently do this with Skylar? A little bit. Sure can. Give him some accent. I'm just, you know, I'm going to move my camera in a tinge more. There you go. I should have done this a while ago. I'm sorry, you know, but I'm just giving him some accent. So there you go. Stick his head back on. There you go. You got your head back, Skylar. Okay. Now for the final embellishments. We're moving along. This is really good. I use some cork. I got to reach over to my little secret stash over here. I've got the Cigar Box Secret cork stickers. Love them. And you know what? They're especially good on this project because they're rich in color. And, you know, that's kind of how I feel this is, kind of rich. This one says forever. Aw, isn't it sweet? Boys forever. Brothers forever. Stick that there. And I'm going to quickly whoops! Oh, I dropped my bellies. Sorry. I'm going to hop to my flowers. I used these. Wow. Well, what can I say? What can I say about these vines other than they're like my all-time favorite vines? This is the Providence collection, and this is number 578251. I can't have enough of these packs. They're just so versatile. I'm going to cut my little pack right about here. Well, I'm going to cut it right about there. Once again, it's Providence, the vines, and this is 57825. What am I? I'm reading numbers that aren't even there. It's 578251. Sorry. I just make up numbers. Oh my gosh, that doesn't help you at all. Oh, crazy. I'm sticking the vine right down into the cardboard. So easy. Remember, work smarter, not harder. Stick it right in there. There we go. And I'm backing them with some Prima leaves. Let me get my leaves out really quick. I'm going to show you, if you don't have this die, you need to get this die because it's so versatile and I just love the effect. Love, love, love. They're like little delicate, gorgeous leaves. I get, because that's what they are. I punched a few of them out ahead of time And I'm going to just give them some mist. A little spritz of mist. Lime Wedge Mist. I don't know if you can see that, but this is Sultry Shimmer, and it really is sultry. It's got that sass and sultry sheen to it. This is 573850. I did not make up that number this time, okay? Oh my goodness. And I'm just going to give it a little misting, mist. And clean it up. Yep. Delana, I gotta agree. Those vines, they rock. Prima. I love the vines. Now in my misting process, I am going to blow dry them, give them a pop with my hot gun. But as I do that, I'm going to scrunch them, just scrunch them up, you know. And the water, the heat combo with the water makes them nice and crisp and hot. They keep their form pretty nicely. Okay. Oh, my friend Carol. I saw that, Carol. I met one of the ladies on chat, Carol. She was with me at my workshop this weekend, and we used the boys and fun. We used the boys, and we all had a ton of fun. I'm gonna stick I'm just gonna glue and tuck the beautiful dye leaves right under there. And give them a little left, like they're in the woods, you know? They just played mud football, touch football in the mud, because they're filthy, and now they're walking home through the woods. And I got to tell you, I know I wrote this on the blog, the Prima blog, when I debuted the boy doll stamps. But one of my summer jobs during college was a recreation summer camp for kids. And the director of the summer camp, we would meet each day, each morning, and he'd say, okay, team, if the kids don't go home dirty, they didn't have fun. And when I saw the boys, that came and flooding back to my memory, and I just had to giggle because it's perfect. If the kids don't go home dirty, they didn't have fun. And that's kind of how I'm making these boys. Of course, Mama's not happy when they come home dirty, but it don't matter, right? I'm using the very last embellishment are the metal trinkets and alphas. New. From Timeless Memories collection. And they're gorgeous. Let's see if we can see it. Ah, it's so beautiful. And they have alphas. And I'm going to just grab an alpha. They're, I want to say, epoxy. Oh, the E fell off of my hand, so that's what we're using. It must be a sign. I'm just going to add a little more dab of glue because then I know that when I give it to the E family, it'll stay in place forever. And I'm just gluing it on. Let's write it down at the bottom. And how wonderful is that? See? Love it. Oh, Carol said her mom grabbed the cards. Oh, I guess she must have loved them. It sure was fun yesterday, wasn't it? I'll tell you, we had a lot of laughs. Oh, yesterday, Sunday. I'm losing a day here. My last little topper, if I can find it. Goodness gracious. Well, I have a little gem. Jen has a little gem up at the top. And I'm digging through. Oh, here they are, the silly gems. You know what? Because this is a boy theme, rough and tumble, they're playing mud football. I didn't do a lot to the top of my tag. It's not fancy. Oh, we forgot one important thing. I'll tell you in a second. But I just tied it some string. Regular twine. I'm just tying it. It's not going to be fancy. Done. Done. And I'm popping a beautiful, beautiful Say It in Crystals from the Timeless Memories collection. Pop this one on. And done. Okay, you know what we forgot to do? The football. Goodness, they're playing football and they don't have a football in their hands. What am I thinking? Once again, I'm taking the chalk edger and we're just running over with the chalk edger. Give it a little brown because I don't have yet a brown pencil. Glue it in. Under his arm. This is another reason why it was okay. Okay to cut his arm. Tuck it in. And he's done. It's adorable. I love it. Let's pan up. There. So, I promised you a second quick card. Super quick, and I'm going to tell you why now. Sometimes this has happened to me, and I'm wondering if I'm sure that it's happened to you because you guys are all master crafters too. But sometimes when you get into a situation, your families or your friends, they say, "Oh, I hear you scrapbook," or "I hear you're a crafter," or "I know that you make cards. Do you think I have a baby shower or a birthday party to send invitations out? I'm hoping you can make my invitations." And you're so dumbstruck and you don't know what to say at the moment. All you can manage to say is, "Okay," right? How many of you have just done the okay? Because you're so darn surprised. Well, I'm saving you guys, right? I'm gonna save you. You can say okay and actually be okay. Because now you can make cards simple. You know, sometimes we look on the internet and the cards are gorgeous, but they're a little intricate, and we can't mass produce those. So this is the dolls in the watercolor pencils are a way to just get off projects quicker and reasonably if you're going to do bulk. This is the Bella Rouge piece of paper. It's from the Bella Rouge collection, and that's going to be the base of my card. This is Bella Rouge. It's called Sentiments, and it's 847135. So I'm going to glue that down. This is a pre-folded card that I bought in a pack of blank cards. Remember, work smarter, not harder. I'm buying my, as often as I can, I'm going to use a pre-folded card. We're going to go back to Toby, and I'm going to show you once again if you missed it. Thank you for joining. I'm so happy that you came to join us. I'm going to show you the beauty of the watercolor pencils. Time me, 30 seconds. Okay, 45. And Toby will be done. Are you timing? Look, how easy. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yes. The watercolor brush does all the work here. And I'm keeping it simple. Just a few strokes. A little. Less is more. Less is more. You can always add more, but you can't take pigment away without dumping it in the garbage. Toby's done. This one's simple. Simple, simple. Now, I used some quick layers in blue from the Bella Rouge collection. Look, it's gorgeous paper. But I needed the blues, and the blues looked seaside to me, kind of sea surf. So this, I just ripped a few layers. This is Bella Floors, and it's 847098. Beautiful. I just ripped a very small section of that. And this one is, oh, I know. It's so gorgeous and rich. But I just needed the blue. So this is Bella Rouge. Les Roses Rouge. Okay, sorry. Once again, no French for Jen. So if I know that I'm doing a bad job with the names, so I'm just going to give you the code number because that I can attempt to have success. 847128. Beautiful. Love it. So ahead of time, I ripped some pieces to fit my card. I cut them to size. And I'm just going to rip it so that the inside white cardstock shows through. That to me is important because I want it to be like waves. And I just need a few layers. We're just going to add the layers like they're waves on the sea. And glue it down. Glue it down quickly. Oh, you know what? I've got plenty of time. Oh my gosh, I could go grab a cup of coffee. That's how much time I have left. I'm doing good. Thank you for coming once again. I appreciate it. Like I said, we did have some problems, but I think I salvaged myself quite nicely without getting all rattled and nutty. I'm gonna, oops, I think I need to just, so these are just simple. I just ripped some waves. Oh, gotta move this guy up. Perfect. So next time that you get approached and kind of cornered, I gotta say cornered, into doing a batch of simple birthday cards or, yeah, little boy cards, little girl cards, you can hold yourself up after you've made the mistake of saying yes. You can hold yourself up and get them done. I'm going to glue Toby on. I forgot to color our sailboat, so I'm pulling, but it doesn't matter because these are so gosh darn easy to use. I'm going to add a little blue there. Add a little green. A little bit. Use my watercolor pencil. And, oh, you know what? I just want to tell you, we're going to see if I can find it. The fun little stamps I have are accessories to the boys. It's called Fun Times appropriately, but they're darling. It's a little skateboard, and the football you've already seen, a little paper airplane, and a kite to go with the sailboat. So I've colored my sailboat, and I'm just gonna stick him ever so quickly. Whoops, 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 whoops. Into the waves. One last thing. This is, for me, really super fun. My sentiment. I'm using some soft matte gel. And let's see, my sentiment. Simple. Once again, work smarter, not harder. I printed these off my computer. Nothing special, nothing fancy, no fancy paper, plain copy paper. Because I'm going to attach this with soft matte gel, and it's going to adhere ever so nicely that you don't have to worry that it's coming off. And you don't have to make sure that it's with super thick paper because it's never coming off your card. So easy to use. My little sentiment, my example said birthday wishes and dreams. Well, I don't want birthday wishes and dreams. I decided that this one is going to say, make sure your wishes and dreams do not set sail without you. So I'm going to cut my pieces, wishes and your wishes and dreams. Whoops, 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 whoops. There we go. Set sail without you. Let's hope. Let's just hope I can put them on the paper in order, huh? So, I'm going to open up the soft gel mat. You know, this one's almost gone. This is my second jar, almost gone. That's how often I use it. This is so easy. You're going to put it right onto the paper. You're going to take your, if you can get it off the table, you're going to take your little piece of paper, pop it on there, and paint right over it. Because it's matte, it's not, it dries dull so that you don't see it. Make sure this is where I got to focus, people, so that I don't fudge up my little sentiment. Make sure your wishes and dreams, I'm focusing. This is Jen focusing. Oh, sorry. I need a moment to focus. This is, you know, out of all parts, this is the most critical part. Me trying to get the wording right. Make sure your wishes and dreams do not set sail. And all I'm doing is painting on the matte gel medium. My gosh, I love it. It's Art Basics. And as soon as I'm done, I'll tell you what the code is. But, ooh, Jen, get this without, whoops, pull him off. My fingers are getting sticky. Without you. This guy, I need to trim this crazy you a little bit. Just trim it up. And done. Done. If that's not the easiest thing you've ever seen. You know what? And I love elaborate cards, but sometimes you just can't do them. You know? So, whoops, there you have it. Oh my, I'm just dropping things. So there's my two projects. Let me grab it out again. This is my brother's tag and my little Toby sailboat tag card. You know, one last thing that I like to do is I like to tidy up the back of my tags. Sometimes they get really messy, so I like to just glue a card on the back so that it just cleans up all of this mess, right? And then nobody has to see your dirty little secrets. That's just how I feel. So nobody even has to know that you got some glue there and some gel matte medium. So, there. Okay, so I'm going to swing the camera around and tell you my announcements. And thank you, you guys, thank you for bearing with me. Whoop, let's get me back up here. Let's make sure I'm in the camera. So, thank you guys. I really appreciate it, and let's see, let's get me there, even better. I appreciate Carrie helping me out and all you folks coming to visit, and a special shout out to Charlie, who is in the Philippines, and it's 3 a.m. there, and he wanted to get up and watch me, and so mwah, thank you. The next show, Adrian Ford will be hosting on Thursday night, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time and 9:30 Eastern time. She's making a gorgeous, gorgeous glittery card for Christmas. And I want to just remind you to check out the Prima blog every day, because every day we're going to have a new bunch of Prima sneak peeks for CHA, all the new releases, and I'll tell you, there's some really amazing new releases. So with that, I really thank you for your patience, and I hope you learned that the watercolor pencils can be easy. Thank you. Have a great day.